my channel. Today we're going to be doing a eye look. This eye look is kind of like an orange blue eye look. I don't know if you guys can even see this. This looks really tunnely here. We're going to get into that in a second. Today's look, first of all, is going to be an orange blue kind of eye look. It's something I really wanted to create and I thought it was really, really pretty. And I just went with a nice nude lip so not to overpower the eyes. I did a slight wing liner, but not too much, just enough to kind of pull the look together but not compete with the colors that I was using. And announcement, I bought a camera. So I am using my new camera. However, I have not had a lot of time to play with my camera at all. I've been extremely busy and I haven't had time to really sit down and figure out any of the features, and besides that, I'm completely camera dumb. Like, I know how to take pictures on my camera phone but that's about it. Like, I'm completely camera stupid. I have no idea. I mean, I barely figured out how to zoom. So, I really have no idea what I'm doing. Let's be completely honest. So the lighting is probably off. I don't know if I'm like in focus. I have no idea through this entire video what this video is going to turn out to look like. I hope you guys stay tuned and watch and don't laugh at me too hard. And if you want to see how I got this eye look, then keep watching. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys are going to be able to see everything. I'm like staring in the viewfinder. I'm like, ah! This is my first time using this camera, like I said in my intro, so I tried to zoom you guys in a little, maybe a little more will be helpful. I don't want to zoom you guys in too much because I don't want you to be like too close and like, hey, you're too personal. So hopefully this all goes well. Wish me luck. I've already primed my eyes and I've already taped off my line. I used my Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I also used my Mica Beauty eyeshadow base, and then I just did my usual tape there on the sides. Then first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my brow bone. I've already done my brows too. I'm going to be doing an updated brow routine for you guys. So I just did my brows off camera before I started filming. So I'm just going to be taking kind of a flat shader brush and I'm going into a cream color. This color is Foxy from the Naked 2 palette. Oh, this is weird. My mirror's here, you're there. We'll figure it out. It's all right. And I'm just going to be placing this underneath my brows, just as a highlight. Okay, next I'm going to be taking my concealer brush by e.l.f. This is my big fluffy concealer brush, and I'm going to be dipping that into a Makeup Geek shadow. Gross. And this one is called Creme Brulee, so I'm going to be using this by Makeup Geek. And this is a color that is kind of similar to my skin tone, so I'm going to be really just dusting that kind of all over. I'm going to be dusting that on the lid a bit, and I'm going to be dusting that up into my crease. So that's why I'm using such a large brush, because I'm using this kind of as a base shadow, kind of a transition color for my crease and also for my lid. So I'm using this big brush just to kind of get everything all covered. It's a lot quicker and easier that way. I feel very, very out of my element with this big camera poking at my face. Like, I'm used to having my phone like way up there. So like, I feel very, very strange. And I did not realize that it was going to be such a thing to get used to have this big thing staring at you while you're doing this. Like, I feel like someone's really watching me here. So I'm just dusting that all over and kind of just blending it out, making sure everything is nice and seamless. I don't have any spots where I've missed or have any harsh lines with this color because it's a tad darker than my skin tone. So there's that step. Next, for the first time, I'm going to be using a Sigma brush. This is the E35. I just ordered some Sigma brushes, so I have not used this yet. So if I mess this up, it's the brush, not me. And I'm going to be going into Cocoa Bear. This is also by Makeup Geek. I've only bought 2 of their shadows because I wanted to see if I really like them, and I do really like them. And I'm using Cocoa Bear in the crease, and I find that when I see people use Cocoa Bear, it looks a lot more brown because it is a brown shadow. But it looks a lot more brown on some people. Ooh, this brush is lovely. On some people than it does on me. On me, it pulls a bit orange toned. So I'm guessing there's kind of some orangey undertones in this color. I was hoping it'd be a little bit more brown. So I'm going to have to go back online and order some more shadows from her. And get one that's a little bit more brown toned. I don't know if you guys, can you guys even see? Can I zoom more? Is that good? It's a work in progress. The next couple of videos will probably be just like this one where I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just going to go back in, wipe off my big concealer brush by e.l.f. and I'm just hitting these outside edges just to make sure it's all nice and blended and everything's kind of cohesive. Can you guys see? I feel like I didn't mess with lighting or anything, because it was a pain enough for me to figure out how to get the camera set up and do that part. So I didn't mess with any kind of lighting, so I'm sure the lighting's probably off. It looks off in the viewfinder, but hopefully I'm in focus. Hopefully it's not off when I go to upload this video and it's not tragic. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Urban Decay Electric palette and I'm going to be taking Slow Burn. It's this color right here. And it's just like a nice kind of orange color, and I'm going to be using this brush by Japanesque. I think I said that wrong in my faves as well. This is the 140, and it's just that dual-ended brush that I talked about in my faves. I will leave that video link down below if you guys want to check that out. And I'm just going to be taking a little bit of that, because this is also super pigmented, a little bit of that, dabbing it off, and I'm going to be placing that over where I placed Cocoa Bear. And this is just going to give a more orange tone to the look, which is what I'm going for. And I'm going to be bringing that down on the lid as well. And right now I'm using this big fluffy brush to place it on the lid. In a moment I will go in and put some more on the lid, more concentrated. So I'm just going up into the crease about 3/4 of the way into the inner corner. I'm not bringing it all the way to the inner corner because I don't want it to be too colorful there. But I do want it to show with my slightly hooded eye. Again, I'm just going to take that fat concealer brush by e.l.f. and I'm just going over the edges once more. And then I'm going to go in with a flatter brush. This is an e.l.f. Dome eyeshadow brush. I think it's e.l.f. I assume it's e.l.f., but it's just kind of like a fluffy, flat brush. And I'm going to be taking it in that same color, and this is where I'm going to be kind of packing that burnt orange-like color on the lid and really kind of getting it more intense. And I think I'm going to take the E35 that I used for Cocoa Bear, and I'm going to dip that into Slow Burn because I'm wanting a little bit more orange at the top here. And I feel like this brush did a really good job at giving me that color payoff that I was looking for without doing it like too harshly where I look like Mimi from Drew Carey. Again, with my concealer brush, hitting the edges, blending that out because I don't want anything to be too harsh. I want color there, but I don't want it to be like a stark strip of color. I want to make sure that it's nice and blended into the rest of my transition colors. That's good. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my Naked 2 palette and just take Foxy one more time on the flat shader brush that I use, and I'm just going to pop a bit of that highlight back on since we did lose some of that. And it also kind of helps tone down if you went a little bit too far up. It helps tone it down a bit. So I'm just popping that back on. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see. Let me zoom you in a little more. Oh, well, I guess I probably need to move the camera up, but there's kind of what we have so far. I have a wash of color up here. I don't know if you guys are able to see that. I will be fiddling with lighting. No worries there. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go off camera and do all of my base makeup, and then we're going to come back to the eyes and do the finishing touches. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you guys can still see me okay. So, we're going to get into finishing the eye. I did my base makeup and everything, and it's not this lighting. I will figure it out. I will. but it is what it is for right now. So we are going to jump into eyeliner, and of course I forgot to grab the thing that I needed, and I think I just jostled the camera everywhere. So I'm just going to be tight lining with that just on the upper waterline. Okay, so that's basically that. For my next step, I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. cream eyeliner. I'm using a very, very small brush. This is actually a brush, not that. This is actually a brush that I got, I want to say from Avon, and it's actually one of those like dotting tools, but it has a little tiny bitty brush on the other side for when you do nail art. My problem is sometimes I get a little bit over dramatic with the winged liner. I want to keep it very, very thin because I want the colors to really pop that I'm going to place on. I don't want the winged liner to be the only like main focus of this look because I'm going to be doing a color on the bottom lash line as well. So I wanted to keep it very, very thin. And also I do have that hooded eye and I have somewhat small eyes. So when I do a very, very thick liner, it doesn't turn out so well, and it covers pretty much my entire eyeball. So there's like a little bitty like hair sticking out. So I'm going to attempt to use this. This is the first time that I'm using this little bitty thing, but I want to attempt to see how this goes because I really want to keep my eyeliner very, very thin. So I can already tell that this is something that's going to take forever in a country year to do. Okay, so 7 hours later, I have a very small wing. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go in with a blue eyeliner for our bottom waterline and lash line. This is by Tarina Tarantino, and this is in the color Cute Robot, and it just looks like this. Nice and dirty and flat, but I don't need it really sharpened because all I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it on my lower waterline and also on my lower lash line. And don't worry if it gets a little messy because we're going to be smoking out that lower lash line. So that's that on the lower lash line. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my little Real Techniques brush. This is their shading brush, I believe. Their shading brush. It's just kind of a fluffy, flatter brush. And I'm going to be going back into my Urban Decay electric palette, and I'm going to be taking Chaos, which is this blue color right here at the bottom. It's the deeper blue that's in the palette. There is a lighter blue, but I'm going to be taking that deeper blue, and I'm going to be putting that on my brush, dabbing off the excess, and I'm just going to be going into the lower lash line. I'm just going to be smoking it out with that color. So the last thing that we're going to be doing on the eyes is we're going to be doing mascara, and I'm going to be using the Benefit Their Real Mascara. I'm just going to do a nice good coat of this. You can apply falsies if you like. I'm having enough trouble filming this video with this new camera without trying to apply falsies. So I'm just going to do a nice coat of this mascara. And I did feature this in my favorites for December and January as well. So like I said, I will have that linked below so you guys can go check that out. Because I really, really, really like this mascara. Okay, so now that I have you guys zoomed back out, I'm going to highlight my cheekbones really fast. I did do blush, but you probably cannot tell on camera because the lighting. But I did use just kind of a mauve-y toned blush. And I'm going to be going in with highlighter. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Powder. And this is in the color Catwalk Pink. And I just take these two bottom colors there and I put them on a brush. This is not the brush I featured in my monthly faves. If you watch my favorites for December and January, which will be linked below for the third time, you will see that I got a fan brush from e.l.f. and I was loving it. This is my fan brush from e.l.f. Out of all of the items on my vanity that were closer to the front, my dog decided that the one little bitty brush that was all the way in the back by the mirror was the one that she needed to pick up with her teeth and chew to death. I just got that. I was so upset. Like, I came in and I was like, what is this? And this funny story is my other dog, when we came into the room, went like straight for it and picked it up like a play toy. And I'm like, wait a minute. How long have you guys been playing with this? Like all day? I was very upset. But, so now I'm back to this brush that I'm using to highlight. Whoa, joy. My last and final step in this tutorial is going to be the lips. I'm going to do something very, very nude on the lips. So I'm going to be taking this Rimmel lip pencil. This is their lasting finish lip pencil, 1000 Kisses. And this is in 047 Cappuccino. It's just a nice nude color, but it's a little bit more of like a deeper brown tone nude, because when I just do like a straight nude, you like my mirror? When I do a straight nude, it just completely like washes my skin tone out. So I'm going to be applying this first. And then I'm going to go over it with the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Abu Dhabi. And I'm going to place that over top. And this is going to kind of lighten it up a little bit. So it's not so like dark. And there you go. So that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe I should take this big bow out of my hair. Yeah, well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys could see everything that I was doing. I am still working on the lighting. I'm sure there's a thing on the camera somewhere in the menu section that allows me to change whatever it is I need to change. You can tell I'm totally camera dumb. I hope this video is a little bit better quality than my other videos have been in the past. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up so I know. Also, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on anything in the future. And thank you guys so much for putting up with me and watching this video and learning with me. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.